EMZT Radio is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audio download and a free 30-day trial at audibletrial.com/EMZT. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Who's in the box? What's in the box?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
You're staying. This isn't a democracy anymore.
This is now the United States of
EMZT Radio.
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
Welcome to another episode of EMZT Radio. I am Bane Hellborn with my partner, the infamous MJ.
Oh man, the Friendly Neighborhood Space Pope is back, and I am excited this week. I can barely contain my excitement.
Why?
Well,
tell us all about it.
We have started playing Ghost on our EMZT radio station.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you very much for that. I only own a phonographic record, so...
Yeah, no, I had 3 albums on digital.
Yeah, you have digital and I have phonographic records, as the good Cardinal calls it. And by the way, do you know that Ghost has a phonographic record coming out in a couple of weeks?
Yes.
I have seen some bootlegs on YouTube. For you kiddies out there, what you're doing when you put your cell phones up and take videos is what we used to call bootlegging. Mm-hmm. Except we would take tape recorders and hold them up. Anyways.
Yes, we would.
But I have seen bootleg concerts with this. What are we going to call this? Incarnation?
Yes.
Of Ghost? Incarnation of
Ghost?
Yes,
Incarnation.
First off, Cardinal Copia has won me completely over. He's doing the awesome Italian priest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Italian priest you'd probably see in New York or Boston or something like that.
Yes.
It's absolutely great. He's talking about drinking and all that. Does all the great songs. I am in love right now with the song Faith.
Oh, yeah.
It is definitely when the single comes out, because I think that's their next single is Faith. It is better than it. As much as I love Rats right now, Faith is better.
Mm-hmm.
So look out for Faith. Faith is not going to replace Square Hammer though as my favorite. My favorite Ghost song. All right, it's not. But I loved. Now, see, that was the incarnation of Ghost I really loved, though, was basically all the videos off that album were like old horror movies.
Yes.
I don't know if you ever noticed that or not, but they were all like old horror movies, and it was absolutely awesome. So, anyways... oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, for their video, Cerise from Meloria,
which is
they did it.
Song.
They did it totally Argento style.
They did, and oh my god, it was honestly, I would let them direct a remake of Carrie, and I would sit down and watch it.
Yes, I agree.
I honestly, Cerise is like my second favorite Ghost song of all time behind Square Hammer.
No, that's my favorite. Yeah.
And the video, if you have not seen the video of it, you have to go see it. It's kids playing it. They're at this talent.
It's like a talent show.
Yeah, and the kids are playing, and then the kids doing the Ghost thing, and
it's little kid versions of the Ghost band. It's really awesome.
and the lead singer, now the drummer's a little off.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But the lead singer just just nails it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he just nails it.
Yes.
He could go out on tour with them. I'm wondering, because I think in the He Is video, that's their kids at the start, like some of the band members' kids. I wonder if that was the case with the Cerise video too.
Probably.
And I know they're child actors, and yes, Queen. I think Queen was one of the first that did it with the Miracle. Let kids play the album, but the end of it, and we're not going to spoil it because you can go on YouTube and watch it. Yeah. The end of it is absolutely awesome, and I don't know about you, but it kind of reminded me of Carrie a little bit.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So yeah,
quite a bit.
Absolutely awesome. You need to check out that video, but check out Ghost. If they are coming to your town, sell a kidney. I've never, and I'm dead serious when I say this. I have never made that recommendation before, but this is a band you will want to sell your kidney to go see.
Yes.
On the black market, wherever you can find it, to get a ticket to go see Ghost.
Under the table, down low, however you can get the money, go see them.
Steve the butcher down the street will probably buy your kidney for. I'm not recommending you cut yourself open and take out your kidney. And there are plenty of people in this country that need kidneys. I'm just saying, you're going to want to sell your soul to go see Ghost. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
anyways, that's what's got me all jazzed up this week.
Woo!
I have to admit,
yay!
It's pretty damn awesome. But we have a lot of awesome stuff this week. We have an interview coming up.
Yes, we have an interview
with our friends with Sunshine Boy Productions.
They
Kevin
are so
and
cool.
Jennifer Sluter. They are awesome people.
They are awesome.
I think we can unlift the veil that yes, we record our interviews before we record everything else because there have been times where we've recorded our open and said there was going to be a guest, recorded our close, thanked the guest, and the guest didn't show up.
Yeah.
So we now record our interviews pre-time. But you'll love this interview. It's absolutely awesome.
It was hilarious.
It was absolutely hilarious. You need to check out their work. They have a new one coming out called Heartless, which is based on the Telltale Heart. And
in modern time.
Yes, modern time. And I will say this, just to spoil the interview a little bit. If you haven't seen it yet, you will sit there and go, I have been in that situation so many times in a damn meeting. And I've wanted to do this so many times. So I'm glad to see that we have, Poe is still being relatable today. Obviously, Poe relates a lot to my life because that's probably how I'm going to end up. Dead and in a gutter somewhere with a bottle of Jack beside me. But, and broke.
And broke.
And
then you get rich after you're dead.
And then you get rich after you're dead and your entire estate just screws you over. But, anyways, I still find it the most ironic piece of irony ever is you have to pay admission to go see Karl Marx. But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
See, Carl, capitalism wins in the end. All right. But anyways, moving over to video games really quick because we've got a couple of video game news. Rage 2 was announced by Bethesda. Thanks for fucking Fallout, Bethesda. But yeah, or as I'm gonna start calling every game they have now Skyrim Light. Because basically that's what it is. They take a whole bunch of stuff from Skyrim and put it in different realms. Anyways, Rage 2 is happening. For those of you who didn't know what happened, apparently somebody on their Reddit, or not their Reddit, their Instagram. I have like 4 tabs of Reddit open, so sorry where Reddit came from. Somebody on their Instagram leaked it, and then they had to scramble. I think they were supposed to do it next week. But,
right.
Yeah.
It got leaked early.
But a video game that I have been dying for. I gave money to their crowdfunding when it was up and running. It has its own website, finally.
Oh.
The team behind Call of Cthulhu has its own website. Not a lot of information on it yet, but we do have confirmation that it will be on PC Master Race, PS4, and the Xbox One. Sorry, Nintendo, you lose again. And that it will be purely investigative with no combat, which I like that. I like that idea. Because that, to me, that adds to the intensity of anything Lovecraftian.
Oh, definitely.
It's the investigation, not the actual meeting of the old ones or anything of that nature. It's the investigation of the house.
Yeah. The finding of the clues and just going through things. It's more scary than meeting up with the boss. Yeah.
It adds to the tension. It's basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
According to their Twitter, COC_the game. Link in the description. The new Call of Cthulhu website is now open. Discover information about the world and story of the game, but be careful not to lose your mind or really get your hopes up that you'll find a whole bunch of information. That last part was added by me. But anyways, so yes, definitely check that out. We will have a link on the description about it because we're good people like that.
Trying to be.
We're trying to be good people. But, so anything else on the video game front?
Wait. Video game front. Yes, I just got that Friday the 13th, the game, now has single-player challenges on the way.
Yay! Single-player challenge. They have been promising this for months. Almost a year now they've been promising more rich single-player experience.
Because you can't always find a group to play with.
Yeah, or you're like me, you don't want to play in a group. I will say this right now, I hate co-op games. I'm just going to be on the record. Yeah. I hate co-op games with a passion.
Sometimes they're fun. It depends on the game. It's sometimes.
Nah,
but for this one, I would prefer to do single player so you get to find out all this stuff. It's okay. So Friday the 13th, the game is on PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. And it doesn't say when it's coming out. Player challenges should be coming to the game shortly. There's no release date, but it's in the works. You're getting your wish, Matt.
Yep. I'll keep an eye on the Xbox Reddit, and usually they're good. The Xbox Reddit's pretty good about saying, "Oh yeah, well we've got a sneak peek of the updates." Like, especially Bethesda. Bethesda is the worst company in the world when it comes to keeping secrets, because, well, okay, when they have the Creation Club, okay,
yeah.
And now everybody seems to be finding the ways to get it's not like somebody's purposely leaking them, but some of the files are getting out. And there's like little codes you decipher. And that's how we knew dogs were coming. This trans dogifier that they have on the Creation Club. That's how we found out that was coming.
Jesus.
And that's how we found out that labs are in there and pits are in there. Yes, you can have pit bulls in Fallout.
Wow.
Which I know makes a lot of people happy. I love pits. A lot of people love pit bulls for reasons that are unfair. You know, they're the aughts version of the Doberman or the German Shepherd. Yeah. Yeah. Once they found out that myth about them, you know, because they always kill babies or some crap like that.
Right.
I get off.
Not true.
But yeah, but Bethesda is just so horrible at keeping secrets. Sorry, Bethesda, but you are. You're just horrible. Like keeping secrets, Bethesda. And plus everything that isn't Skyrim, you kind of screw up. Can we have an actual story that isn't beatable in 20 minutes for Fallout 5, please? Anyways.
Hopefully they're working on it.
I digress. I'm thinking about starting a new one on Fallout 4. I'm going back and achievement hunting on Fallout 4. So I'm doing now. That's why I haven't downloaded any. The only mods I use are Creation Club mods.
Yeah, I don't use any mods. I'm sorry. I go vanilla, as they call it.
You go in raw. Is that what you're trying to say?
But I'm yeah. But I'm to the point
raw.
in Skyrim. I beat Alduin. I went to Sovngarde and I kicked his ass.
So you've got the achievements and all that.
I'm trying. Well, no, I'm trying to finish some achievements because there's a lot of. I went through the trophy listing, and there's quite a few stuff. Like I'm refusing to do the Civil War. I'm refusing. I don't want to choose sides.
You don't want to choose a side?
Don't want to choose sides because they're both idiots. The Stormcloaks are racist, and the Imperials, they'll accept every race, but you can worship any religion except Talos. So I'm like, okay.
Let me guess, you worship Talos.
No, not always. I can worship all the other deities.
Not always.
I just want.
What is this now? It's like, what are you now? Like, partly is Islamic? Are you're partly Muslim? You're partly Christian? You're partly Jewish? No, I'm kidding. I would love to see somebody like that. By the way, well, on Mondays I'm Muslim. On Tuesdays I'm Christian. Fridays I'm Jewish because they get Fridays off. I'm Nordic pagan the rest of the week.
No, the only thing the worship of Talos is good for is it shorten your shout time. So, I mean, your shout recharge time. It's supposed to. That's only time.
Meanwhile, I'm still trying to work my way through Dark Souls 3. But, Dark Souls is hard!
So the only thing left on my achievements I have to get is to get married, which I'm not dating anybody. And
I am. No, I'm kidding. Well, actually, I am.
Let's
Anyways,
see. What was it? Get married and the Civil War. Yeah, and then the next ones are for the DLCs, which I haven't done those yet. I have the DLCs, but I haven't played them.
Cool. Well, anyways.
Yes, anyway.
So, yeah. That's what we got from video gaming this week.
Yes.
Moving over to movies. Do you have any television stuff?
Yes.
You have TV.
Ready?
So let's do TV before movies because I like to finish with a bang. So.
Okay. So I bet you heard that Fox axed a few shows too, like your favorite Lucifer and The Exorcist.
Football
are done.
Football.
Yeah. Oh, the CW is not picking up the Supernatural spinoff of Wayward Sisters. Because they greenlighted Supernatural for another season.
Yeah, I know. It's like, does the CW, when it comes to anything Marvel or anything, I guess it's DC with them, anything comic book or anything like of Supernatural, do they even bother canceling it? They'll cancel everything else. Yeah. But it's like the originals, they let that thing go on way too long. The Vampire Diaries going way too long.
Wait. They're not done with the Vampire Diaries and original. They did pick up a spin-off of the originals they're calling Legacies. It's based around Klaus's daughter, Hope.
Why?
So that's starting up. That's what they did pick up.
Why? Stop it.
And they're ordering Charmed and Roswell reboots.
Why?
I don't know.
When The Exorcist is out. The Exorcist is out there.
Yeah. Well, they chopped it.
Nobody is picking up The Exorcist.
No.
Netflix, Hulu, Shudder, Screenbox.
What about Lucifer? Come on.
We're talking to you. the CW will end up picking up Lucifer because it's a comic book show.
That's
we
true.
all know this. The CW should just rename themselves. They should have a night dedicated to nothing but comic book shows and just call it Comic Book Wednesdays or something like that. I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't work for the CW, but that's what I would do.
Well, that's what they do on the channel called Heroes and Icons. They have like it's called the Comic Book Block. They have like 5 hours of like Xena and Hercules and the Flash and things like that. Or not the Flash, but things like that. They have a whole comic book block is what they call it. So yeah.
Xena. I love Xena, Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
She's looking for a job too now that Ash vs. Evil Dead is out of.
Oh, but isn't she married to Rob Tappert? She's gonna have plenty of work.
I know, Lucy, but seriously though, Lucy Lawless is the greatest troll ever made. Okay. we were blessed to be living a time. #blessed. To be living in a time where we can experience the #blessed Lucy Lawless, especially on Twitter. She is a massive damn troll. She is the coolest person that ever lived. #blessed. Anyways.
Nice.
I guess this is TV-ish.
Okay.
GDT, who, if you don't know who that is by now, basically God himself. Yes. Is going to get a new horror anthology series on Netflix.
What?
That's right. GDT presents 10 After Midnight. Is described as a collection of the Oscar-winning filmmaker's personally curated stories. Described as both equally sophisticated and horrific. Yes. The Shape of Water writer-directed... Jesus Christ. Del Toro created... I have no idea what they were going for there. I'm literally reading this right off a Deadline. What the hell were you going for? Del Toro created the series and will write and direct certain episodes. In addition, he will handpick a team of top horror writers and new filmmakers to bring his selection of stories to life. GDT is reteaming with the Shape of Water producer J. Miles Dell.
Yes.
Also, they will executive produce with Exile Entertainment's Gary Unger.
Nice.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's awesome.
Yay,
Netflix!
Yes, GDT presents 10 After Midnight is a Netflix production. The project extends GDT and Netflix collaboration, which began with DreamWorks' Troll Hunters, the animated series, which returns May 25th for its third and final season. Unfortunately, this is it for Troll Hunters. The Emmy-winning Troll Hunters is the first installment of a trilogy dubbed DreamWorks' Tales of Arcadia. The next chapter, 3 Below, debuts later this year, followed by Wizards in 2019. So there you go. GDT has spoken, and Netflix has bent over for him.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, and to correct you on something, you said that Gotham was axed. That's not 100% true.
No, I didn't say Gotham was axed.
Okay, well, Gotham is coming back.
Okay,
but
good.
This is it. This is the end.
Oh.
They are done with Gotham after this season. So there you go. I don't know why, but I thought you said Gotham was because it was out there that they had and they did for about 3 days.
Yeah.
Shit canned Gotham, and then people got pissed off, and it's like, okay, one more season.
One more season, yeah. All right. Shut up, everybody. One more season.
Can't get that with Lucifer or The Exorcist, but we can get that with, and I'm not complaining. But hey, we got to make room for football. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, I will give Fox credit. They at least had the balls to come out and admit that's why they canceled Lucifer.
Because of football?
Because football!
Oh, well, that's fucked up.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, or don't really particularly care, Fox is getting Thursday Night Football next year. So they had to clean out their Thursday night slate for mindless, drooling people to watch football.
That's why I'm watching the CW on Thursdays.
Yep. I hope Fox's ratings go into the tank. And speaking of Fox and sports, I just want to throw out a slight criticism and constructive criticism out there to JP Deladonna, or whatever your last name is. Sorry, JP, I don't remember your last name. It's something horrible. Please stop telling people that the United States is not in the World Cup this year if you want any ratings whatsoever for the World Cup. We know the United States is not in. Please do not rub that fact in if you want at least 2 people watching the World Cup.
Yeah, just stop rubbing it in. It's not nice.
Yeah, I'll be watching the World Cup because Denmark and Sweden are in. But anyways.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Okay, the not so awkward transition of movies. I guess we can go over to the movie report real quick. Sad news. Oh. Did you have something?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you said wait. I was like, okay, wait, okay.
No, I go, okay.
sad news coming out of Hollywood. And this thing went on my Twitter page. We were recording the open on the 14th of May. And literally about 3 hours before we recorded, that's when this thing popped across my thing, so we had to talk about it. Sad news, Margot Kidder has passed away. Now, you may know Margot from the Superman movies. She was Lois Lane in the original black and white Superman movies, by the way. But us horror people know her better as in Black Christmas and the wife in Amityville Horror, the original 70s Amityville Horror.
Yes.
In addition to Black Christmas and Amityville Horror, they speak good English. She had other roles in included Sisters. She was in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. A lot of people don't remember that. She was in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. 2004's Death Foretold. Get it? Death 4, the number 4. Told. Right. And she was also in The Clown at Midnight.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. So Margot Kidder.
That's a bummer.
Has passed away, unfortunately. Now onto some happier news. Stephen King has made an announcement. Well, I guess his production company has made an announcement that we are going to get a film adaptation of The Gingerbread Girl.
Ooh.
Yes. One of King's tales is heading to the screen the way of The Gingerbread Girl, which will be directed by frequent King collaborator Craig Baxley. Even better, the script is co-written by Stephen King himself, which is good because he needs to take a break from all the cussing and swearing he does on Twitter. Seriously, Stephen, we get it. You don't like Trump. You might want to calm down a little bit. Looks like you're about to have an aneurysm sometimes.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
Yeah. Between you and Ron Perlman, I've got bets right now which one has an aneurysm before frickin' Trump gets out of office.
Jesus, yeah.
Calm down, guys. We get it. Along with Baxley, and it will be produced by Michael Gatlin. Yes, that's right. Michael Gatlin is doing this. Of course, he's only produced such King hits as Pet Sematary, The Stand, Thinner, The Night Flyer, Creepshow 2, The Langlors, and The Golden Years, you know.
All the good ones.
What does he know about Stephen King movies?
Absolutely nothing.
The Gingerbread Girl originally appeared in Esquire magazine. It's one of his better known short stories. and was released in Just After Sunset. So there you go. The Gingerbread Girl is coming to theater near you. All right. So anything else? Or should we spin some records?
It's music time.
Okay. Here's some phonographic records for you kids on EMZT Radio.
irreverent, obnoxious, and very hateful. If you like your horror movie reviews full of snark and humor, then you'll want to watch me, Andy, the Bohemian Celt, on From Zen to Zombies, exclusively on YouTube.
Now this is my time to stand for my beliefs. It's hard to rise up, nailed to the ground. But do you even really give a damn? It doesn't matter what you have to say. What you have to say. First you face it, then erase it, then erase it. Then you fake it, then you break it, then you break it, then you resemble all of the things making me connect, disconnect. First I face it, then erase you. I disconnect. First you face it, then erase it, then erase it. Then you fake it, then you break it, then you break it. You resemble all of the things making me connect, disconnect. First I face it, then erase you. I disconnect. First you face it, then erase it, then erase it. Then you fake it, then you break it, then you break it. You resemble all of the things making me connect, disconnect. First I face it, then erase you. I disconnect. First you face it, then erase it, then erase it. Then you fake it, then you break it, then you break it. You resemble all of the things making me connect, disconnect. First I face it, then erase you. I disconnect.
From 1428elm.com, Bill Moseley as Freddy Krueger fan petition launches online. Horror star Bill Moseley says he'd love to play Freddy Krueger, leading to a petition launched online calling for Moseley to don the fedora in a remake. You can't say it's very hard to picture. Sadly for fans of A Nightmare on Elm Street, Robert Englund has officially retired from playing Freddy Krueger. He was badly missed in the much-hated 2010 film Reboot with Jackie Earle Haley in the role. But if Hollywood ever moves forward with another Elm Street reboot, the bottom line is it will need to have someone new playing the Springwood slasher. Previously, Kevin Bacon came up as someone fans would like to see playing Freddy. Bacon himself expressed interest, and imagining him in the role isn't a stretch. Still, with no concrete plans for another movie yet, nobody has officially been cast, leading to speculation about other actors as well. On Twitter, Bill Moseley was asked by a fan, Nick Yunker, if he'd be interested in playing Freddy Krueger. His response, quote, I'd love to. End quote. Moseley was then asked if he'd give his blessing for fans to campaign for such a thing to become reality, and Moseley replied with an approving, quote, "Fuck yeah," end quote. Satisfied with the answer, Younker created a petition which calls for Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema to cast Moseley as Krueger in the next Elm Street movie. If you would like to see Moseley as the boogeyman of your dreams, head on over to change.org to sign the petition. And you are listening to EMZT Radio.
You shouldn't have buried me. I'm not dead.
Do you like science fiction, action, and adventure?
Hours of constant cleaning-based sexual innuendo?
The sound of the whole table yelling at one guy for rolling poorly.
Inspirational anecdotes? And have you ever fantasized about having your head being massaged by a psychic?
If so, follow the adventures of the crew of the Irritated Badger on the Chaotic Goodness podcast, coming every Monday on iTunes, Google Play, or anywhere else you find your podcasts.
Space adulting's hard.
turned and ran back into the dark.
Then you know the woman in white.
Came over her face. She looked like a hungry animal. The most horrible expression came over her face. And then I remembered she was dead. The most horrible. And then I remembered she was dead. The most horrible, 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 horrible,
Must let it grow. Only thus can the whole movie be destroyed. Must let it grow.
And then I saw two red eyes staring at me. Then she turned and ran back into the dark.
Then you know the woman in white.
The most horrible expression came over her face. She looked like a hungry animal. The most horrible expression came over her face. And then I remembered she was dead. The most horrible, horrible. And then I remembered she was dead. The most horrible, horrible, horrible.
So it's debate time on this one. Okay. And I'm going to bring 5 reasons Jason Voorhees is the greatest slasher of all time.
All right.
We're going to make the case right now.
What do we got?
All right. Number 1, biggest body count.
Mm-hmm.
He has
been doing murder since like 1979.
Right. But I didn't know this. Do you know how many people Jason killed in the first movie?
Well, no, that'd be the second one, because he was in the second one, not the first.
Trick question. Very good.
Ha-ha.
Got it. Very good.
Plus, I just watched Scream recently, and they reminded me.
Yeah. All right, number 2, iconic appearance.
Okay.
I remember now. He was only he actually was in the first film for about 2 seconds.
At the end.
In a flashback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where he wore a bag over his head.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have the mask coming in second. Now this is something I bet you didn't even know, or probably didn't really care about either. The mask is a design of the goaltender from the Detroit Red Wings.
No, that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's another reason why they hate Detroit. Yeah, it was
But they
based
gave
off...
Jason his mask. It's all right.
Fuck the wings. Yeah, but I mean, seriously, if you really think about it, all right, Michael Myers has his mask.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if you saw it on the street, would you instantly recognize it?
No.
Now, Freddy, on the other hand, that's not really a mask. That's supposed to be him.
Yeah.
But the minute you see a hockey goalie mask, what do you think of?
Hockey.
Thanks, smartass. But no, I'm serious though. I'm serious because no hockey goalie wears that mask anymore. But
no, they don't.
But seriously, like, okay, like I said, you see Michael Myers' mask, and okay, it's a pretty generic mask.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Same thing with Leatherface's mask.
Yes.
But you see a hockey goalie mask, you immediately think of Jason.
Yes, actually, yes, I do.
So.
Yes.
Yep. All right.
Oh,
this one.
And to throw in a little trivia,
mm-hmm.
Michael Myers is getting a new update on his mask. They're making it to look like the form of John Cena's face. I know.
You can't.
Like,
Wait a minute. But wait a minute.
Yeah.
If we're gonna make it the form of John Cena's face, how are we gonna see Michael Myers? Because you can't see me. Okay.
I don't know who came up with that stupid idea, but I think it's stupid.
Yeah. You can't see me. All right. So the next one is he has standards.
Yes. Actually,
People
he
forget
has reasons why he kills. Like there's specific reasons. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kane Hodder actually was the first one to really recognize this.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't pick his victims willy-nilly like Freddy or Michael Myers, who were just all pissed with the world. Jason actually wanted revenge. A good example of this was how Hodder refused to go through a scene where Jason was supposed to kick a dog in order to stop it from barking.
Right.
Basically, back then, kicking a dog was a very favorite movie trope. To basically say, I'm the bad guy.
Right.
He didn't do that.
Right.
Hodder actually said Jason is not that evil.
No, he's not.
And
he's an indoctrinated mama's boy. He's following mama's rules.
But what other group did he not kill? Think about it. Of all the victims, what were they not?
Oh. Well, because when he was in New York, he didn't touch any New York people.
No, that's a strange coinkydink, but that's not what I was driving at.
Oh, he didn't kill kids, right?
Exactly. He didn't kill kids. Freddy killed kids.
Michael
Myers killed kids.
Yes.
Jason never killed a kid.
I was just trying to remember that. Part 6, where they saw him through the window and he burst into one of the cabins. He did not harm any kids. That's right. He went for the teenagers. He went for the teenagers
who were breaking the rules.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
Really, if you think about it, Jason is the most strict camp counselor of all time.
Yeah.
You really think about it. All right, number 4. Silence breeds sympathy as well as scares. And see, this is what pissed me off, Rob Zombie, about Halloween. I don't care that it was when he was a child.
Okay.
That's what made Michael Myers sympathetic in my book. was he never talked. I loved Freddy because he always had the nice one-liners. But Jason has never talked in a movie.
That's right.
So, of course, he looks threatening, so that obviously adds to the tension of the movie. But you add in number 3 with number 4. He's silent and he's selective about his victims. It really does make you think that maybe he's not such a bad guy. Maybe he's Frankenstein's monster.
Well, technically he is. His mother made him.
His mother is basically Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always It's always an idea. All right. And the final one. Jason is a victim.
Yes. Actually, yes.
Think about it. Okay. Chucky was a career criminal, a serial killer. Freddy Krueger. People forget about this. Freddy Krueger was a child molester.
Well, they didn't portray that in the films.
No, but it was assumed.
It was assumed, yeah. And
Michael Myers. Now you could put Michael Myers in the same category with Jason, because he was a victim. But I mean, nothing really happened to Michael. If I remember correctly. It didn't happen to him, is what he saw.
Yeah.
That really made him snap.
Yeah.
But think about it. Jason had to watch his mother die. And then they tried to kill him.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
That's.
Plus, when he was younger, he was tormented and picked on and things like that. Yeah.
And plus, he was kind of slow.
Yes.
It was never openly stated in the movies, but he was mentally challenged.
Yes. Definitely homeschooled. Because the way Mrs. Voorhees was overprotective of him. Oh, yeah.
So that's, there you go. 5 reasons why Jason Voorhees is the greatest slasher.
Yes.
At least in my book.
I agree.
I think Jason is number 1 in my book.
Yeah.
But you can have a differing opinion. We like differing opinions, so check it out. Follow us on Twitter and let us know if you agree with us or disagree with us.
And why.
Yes, and why. Now back to the music.
Nice to meet ya. It's me. Yep, in the horns, baby. Come on. Say my name. Dare ya. Double, no, triple dog dare ya. I'm a good judge of character, usually. But gotta admit, wouldn't have pegged you for a pussy. Your kind scares too easily. Guess you don't want these front row seats, talking real VIP shit, to the end of the world, huh? Gonna be the greatest show in the universe. Buckeye, Texas. Ground zero for the biggest, baddest, most epic takedown in human history. You thought the flood was bad? Please. That's rookie shit. You ain't seen nothing. Weapon of choice? Geminis. Cross a werepanther with a gargoyle and throw in some Lovecraftian spice for good measure. Pure cosmic flying badassness. One pissed off pussy. And his vixen mate. And who are they pissed off at and ready to enslave and slaughter? Huh, you good old folks. That's who. Not to mention the 12 Zodiac tribes. But you ain't interested, are ya? 'Cause you're a pussy. Huh? You and the Geminis have something in common. If you ever grow a set, check out the audio drama Paladin Cycle on fictionforadults.com.
From 1428elm.com, Beyond Re-Animator finally gets Blu-ray release this summer. Beyond Re-Animator, the third and final Re-Animator film with Jeffrey Combs as Dr. Herbert West, will officially be making its Blu-ray debut this summer. In 1985, Jeffrey Combs would star as Dr. Herbert West in Stuart Gordon's Re-Animator. In the cult classic film, West invents a serum which reanimates dead bodies, with horrific consequences. Its sequel, Bride of Re-Animator, would follow in 1990, along with the third and final film Beyond Re-Animator in 2003. Combs would reprise the legendary role of Herbert West in all three films, and each are enjoyable in their own ways. Now Vestron Video will be bringing us an official Blu-ray release of the third Re-Animator film, which is exciting news for Combs fans. The limited edition set comes with a plethora of bonus features, and the film looks better than ever before with a restored and remastered, reanimated print of the film. According to Bloody Disgusting, Beyond Re-Animator will be included with Bride of Re-Animator on a double feature Blu-ray set from Umbrella Entertainment. However, this Vestron release of the film will be the first of its kind, marking the solo debut of the film on Blu-ray, but with tons of special new features. Audio commentary with director Brian Usna, new isolated score selections and audio interview with composer Xavier Capellas, new Beyond and Back, an interview with director Brian Usna, Death Row Sideshow, an interview with actor Jeffrey Combs, Six Shots by Midnight, an interview with S.T. Joshi, author of I Am Providence, The Life and Times of H.P. Lovecraft, Production Art Gallery by illustrator Richard Raphorst, Still Gallery, Vintage EPK featurette, Dr. Re-Animator Move Your Dead Bones music video, and a theatrical trailer. Vestron Video's Beyond Re-Animator Blu-ray set will be available on July 24th. And you are listening to EMZT Radio.
You will do what I tell you to do.
Don't you come back again. If it blows out your senses, don't think
And we're back, and today we're talking to Jennifer and Kevin Sluter from Sunshine Boy Productions. Welcome to EMZT Radio.
Thanks a lot. We're really happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're excited about this.
And I got to see a couple of your short films, which are brilliant. Feeding Time and Play Violet for Me.
Oh, wow, cool.
Terrific.
Yes, Feeding Time is my favorite. That is.
Yeah, that's more traditional horror. So
it was such a simple thing too, really, and but it was scary. It was really scary.
Yeah,
And,
I'm really bad at jump scares, and I've seen it a million times, and I still jump whenever that thing comes out. It's always, I still jump.
Yeah.
Oh, and I didn't know, is her name Nahara?
Najara, yeah.
Najara. She was in Contracted, and you also have Matt Mercer as one of your directors, who was also in Contracted. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, Matt directed both Play Violet for Me and Feeding Time. So we've been lucky to be really good friends with him. So we worked with him like a few times now.
He's brilliant as a director. I love it. How long has he been working for your company?
He has his own company, so we just kind of work on projects that each one of us brings to each other. But he's directed 2 features now and 3 or 4 shorts. So he's been doing it for a while. He's kind of found his stride now with kind of straight genre stuff. The feature he just did was Dementia 2, and I think it's going to be playing some festivals this year. It's already played a couple, and it's awesome. It's like this midnight madness kind of craziness. It's hard to describe. You just have to see it. And he plays a character in that one too. So he loves to act and direct. So that's what he did with Play Violet for Me, and also with Dementia 2. So he's a talented guy.
Not to butt in here, but is he the same Matthew Mercer that does Critical Role on Geek and Century? Okay.
No, he gets that a lot. But I've heard a lot about that guy, because I'll be talking about my friend Matt, and they'll be talking about the other Matt, and there's always this kind of like, oh, you're talking about the other Matt. Oh, okay. Has like huge in games and stuff, right? I mean, people really respond. He's like an online presence and everything. So I get that a bit. The fans of the other Matthew Mercer are just like really, really big fans.
Oh yes.
And Heartless, your film, are you taking that to? Have you been taking it to other cities for screening, or how is that? How are you doing that?
It's out on the kind of what I'll call the festival tour now. I've submitted it to a bunch, and it's already played 6. It's getting ready to play 2 more. So we keep on getting notifications from different festivals. So it's played Chattanooga, it's played Oxford, Mississippi. It just played Newport Beach. And then it's played a couple places in Canada. So we're very excited about it.
I'm really intrigued about that, because it's like a different retelling of the Telltale Heart.
Yeah, it's about a rising exec. It's kind of set in a cutthroat corporate atmosphere, so it's more modern times. And it's an exec who did a bad thing the night before, and she's kind of trying to do a presentation, and everything she did the night before starts messing with her in more and more ways.
And that's another short film. How long is it?
It's 12 minutes, about 12 and a half minutes, 10 and a half of like regular screen time, and then you got credits and stuff.
Yeah, and the star for Feeding Time is the star in Heartless too, Stacey Snider. She's incredible.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's a completely different side of her. She's such a talented actress. People are like, oh, that's her, you know?
Yeah.
And same as with Najara from Play Violet for Me. Najara was the lead in that, but then she plays one of the kooky parents at the beginning of Feeding Time. So we just kind of use the same talent and stuff from film to film.
Yeah, in Feeding Time, she was unrecognizable. I didn't know who that was until the credits. I was like,
she was unrecognizable in the set too. She was a little gross. She's such a beautiful, kind person, but she was so grody in that makeup. I was just like, I couldn't really look at her.
I was sitting When she was waiting in between takes, I was sitting with her on the couch, and Kevin walked by, and he kind of got this really creeped out look and kept going really fast. And I'm like, I know, because she's so beautiful, and they made her look so
Yes.
pretty.
And it seems like while she's in that character costume, she ends up being that creepy.
yeah, she does creepy well.
Yeah.
So Jennifer, you do the marketing side of Sunshine Boy?
Yeah, I do web design and social media marketing for our company.
Do you give any input on any of the stories that you're about to do? I mean, because you have this medical background, and I was like, does the medical side help come up with these stories about like how to kill people or
Yeah.
what wounds they can die from slowly or something?
Yes, I'm always thinking about how to kill people best. My other line of work, right? Actually, no, you know what? It's kind of cool because Kevin has kind of a scientific mind too, and for Heartless, as you can imagine, the telltale heart. There's a beating heart. There's going to be some sort of heart imagery happening in the movie. And I was really concerned about it looking really, really, anatomically correct and, just good heart. And we had this team, this husband and wife team, Josh and Sierra Russell of Russell FX, and they are just spectacular at what they do. And honestly, whenever I saw it, I was like, okay, it's gonna be perfect. It's like they just know what they're doing. They're so talented, so professional. They actually just did the big film, The Ritual. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they did a lot of the effects on that as well. So we were just really lucky to have them help us out with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the Blood on Feeding Time too. That's where we met them, and I saw them work on set. I was like, that's who I want, and they all do great organs. So we need to do Telltale Heart the way it needs to be done, and they hopped on board and were excited about it. No, the film basically plays like a reel for their company. They did 7 different makeup effects, and we cut one on the set. It could have been 8, but yeah, they're awesome. So they take care of the anatomically correct limbs and
I don't have to worry about it.
and all that stuff. But just keep it in check. Shoot.
Well, that helps when it looks more real. Then it's more scary.
Yeah, it's a little freaky when things start going bad in Heartless.
And so, Kevin, you're the writer of the group. I was reading that you have a couple more ideas for features, or is it features or more shorts that you're doing?
I'm hopefully moving into features. I have a low-budget horror film that I'm finishing up right now, and I come from kind of a background of spec writing, larger budget film. So I have a sci-fi that just got optioned by a company a few months ago, and they're putting the packaging together to take that out for buyers to see who would be interested in funding that one. So yeah, I got a couple projects there, and then I got a couple other ideas. One that's an older idea that I'm finishing up after I get the low budget horror one done, and then a new one that I'm starting up toward the end of the year. So yeah, got a few things going.
Wow. And did you guys meet at the university? Is that how you guys found each other?
What, you want to tell a story?
Yeah.
Can we have the story?
Sure. Kevin's better at telling this story, though. But we did meet in college at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. So Kevin, he's the writer. I'm gonna let him.
I was a lowly artist trying to win the heart of the wonderful pre-med, beautiful old lady. So I tried all I could, and I would keep asking her to stuff, and then she'd be like, this just shows the difference in degrees. I would keep asking her to stuff, and she'd be like, I have to study. And I'm like, well, what are you doing after that? We can hang out. And she's like, I'm studying. It's like, I just didn't get that. It's like, well, it's like a couple hours, right? Like an hour and a half. What are you doing later? Studying. I'm studying, and then I'm going to sleep. It took me a little while to figure out how busy a pre-med person is. So.
But he was persistent.
I did. And, I gradually wore her down over time.
Invited me to some artsy things. Like, you want to tell that?
Well, there was a short film I played sleeping student in that I really killed it. I really, really killed it.
Oh.
I was student sleeping in the middle of the road. But yeah, I wanted her to see me on film, but that didn't work out. You had to study.
Yeah. So we met there, and 25 years later, here we are.
Yeah, that was back in
California. far as you can get across the country, California.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Thank you.
Hey, Matt, got any more questions?
Yeah, I've actually seen the Heartless, and just tell me about the idea you guys had going through all the kill scenes. 'Cause I thought the kill scenes were pretty gruesome, but at the same time, I was sitting there going, that's me in every meeting. It's like I just want to just do stuff like this. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I take it you guys have been in meetings like that where it's just start daydreaming.
It's a funny story. One of the things we do at screenings, if people come up and talk to us afterwards, occasionally we'll have, because it's a company pin that's used in one particular scene. Yeah. So we hand out company pins, and we're like, okay, next time you're in a meeting and somebody's going on and on, this will help you contain your impulses. And Bane will get that when she sees it. But yeah, it was. I just wanted those scenes to come from just a reactionary place with the characters, so it had to be kind of found objects that that do the damage rather than in any kind of a premeditated thing. So yeah, you gotta watch out for the weird girl in the office.
Yeah, and that's cool. That's cool you mentioned it's relatable too, because that's what Kevin was going for as well. I mean, obviously it's a female in the workplace who's being treated terribly by male coworkers, and that's definitely what's happening. But everyone has been in that situation where you've been in either an excruciatingly boring meeting or an excruciatingly terrible boss is doing some terrible stuff, and everybody's been there. So yeah, we just wanted to.
Striking a blow for the oppressed workers worldwide is the goal of Heartless.
Yeah, believe me, that's just about every sales meeting right there. It's just, it's like, if you say no, I'm just gonna stab the hell out of you. It's like, but what got you really into film and particularly maybe even horror? Did you have anything that just with that one moment where you're just like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
With film, I started writing in college, and then I guess I'll answer it in terms of like what got me into making my own movies. Is like I mentioned earlier, I was a spec writer for a long time, which is you just write scripts and hope that people will come along and buy them, which you just kind of, it's like hurry up and wait. You get these projects done, and then you're waiting for somebody to come by and say, hey, I'll do your movie, and it can work on you a little bit. And I'd gotten rejected by an agency out here, and I got kind of upset about it and was talking to Matt Mercer. I was like, man, I just want to go out and film something. And he's like, well, sure, let's do it. So then I did the Play Violet for Me screenplay, and we went out and we shot that short. And I was like, man, this is really cool. Formed the company after that and started working on other people's things. And then I started doing my own stuff for me to direct, which is what Heartless is. So the horror side came from the friendship with Matt, because he's just such a fan of horror. It's hard to keep up with him when you're talking, because he has so many references of so many movies he's seen. So, he would keep talking at parties, and I wouldn't know these movies. So then I just went out and started watching them, and I was like, man, it'd be cool to do a horror film, and started kind of thinking up ideas, and Heartless is the first of those ideas that's made it to the screen, and then the one I'm working on now is the second one. Actually, no, I wrote one horror script and it wasn't very good, but we won't talk about that one. It doesn't exist anymore. It was just what you could imagine your first horror thing. It was rather cliche in points.
I don't know.
Dead to me.
Yeah, the movie we did on Horror Trash a couple weeks ago, though, Bane, you never know. I mean, they might actually be really good, comparatively speaking. But Bane, go ahead. I lose my train of thought.
To raise funds for these film projects, do you have investors, or do you do the crowdfunding route, or how do you do that?
Well, with Play Violet for Me, the cost, and actually Feeding Time, the cost on that was relatively low. So we did that just out of pocket, but we fund our own things. So for Heartless, we put together the funds, saved money over time, and just got it together. And plus, we had a lot of friends working on that, so it looks like it was made for a lot more than it was actually made for. Feeding Time as well. So luckily we have very generous friends that we got friend rates from. And I mean, the house was free. That's a friend of ours' house that we completely messed up with that first scene.
Yeah, Shelby's.
Yeah, Shelby's house. But that's a friend's house. And then we found that office for way cheap. I was really surprised with the rate we got on that. So, sometimes locations can be really, really expensive. But if you take the time to look around for places, you can find some good stuff for very little. We paid, very, very, very little for that house in Feeding Time. And all those all that strange stuff on the wall, that was there. That was the house. I mean, it was such a weird, wonderful, crazy house. All the creaking upstairs, it's like that was the house. We didn't really do much Foley on that. Yeah. We actually just had kind of reduced the amount of creaks in that house. It was just crazy, and we found that on
it was Airbnb.
It was an Airbnb
in Pasadena, so I would never ever in a million years
so
stay there.
Whatever you pay for a nightly rate is what we got the house for.
Yep.
So, I mean, which is great because usually, some locations, when I was going around looking for Heartless, I mean, some of those locations were like, $12,000. I was like, are you kidding?
Whoa.
What? Yeah, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
So luckily we found that other one. Yes. Yeah. That was incredible. But we like to be self-funded. I haven't done the crowdfunding thing yet. So. But I've seen it be successful with others. But,
I was gonna say, did you pick up any paranormal activity in that creepy house?
Oh man, it got inside your head a little bit. It's just yeah.
I'm glad we weren't really filming at night. It was a day shoot because that place really creeped me out. Like I can't imagine actually renting it out and staying there for fun because I wouldn't. Oh.
But she was so nice. The owner was so nice. She left us a cheesecake.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super sweet lady with really interesting art tastes. Like, yeah, she's a neurologist, I believe, or she's a professor, and so she had all these drawings of anatomy everywhere with the veins and the nerves and all these skulls everywhere.
Yeah, she had these pictures of what the brain looks like when it's on different drugs, and they were all framed. It was like a series of 6 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That added to the creep factor with those little things.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Aw, little critters.
Yeah. So what challenges do you face when you're filming?
Wow. Just with short films, it's just getting it done. Because let's see, Feeding Time was, I think, 8 or 9 pages. Heartless was 11 pages. And we shot Heartless in 3 days, 1 day in the house and 2 in the office. So it was just getting it done, especially with 7 blood effects, because it takes time to get everything ready to go. Luckily, I had a great crew with me, so I didn't have to retake things because of mistakes that they had made or whatever. They were just top notch, so that saved with time. So the logistics of shooting is typically the difficulty. I remember with Play Violet for me, we had the block shoot, so we shot all of that stuff first, and then we shot Najaras. And we ended up, coincidentally, we ended up block shooting on Heartless because part of the presentation scenes are done shooting toward the street, so that was like natural light coming in, and we had no way to do kind of light sources, so we had to shoot that during the day. So as soon as the sun went down, it wouldn't look like day anymore, so we had to get everything facing the 3 guys that are in the presentation that the main character's doing. We had to shoot all of them during the day, and then we had to flip that and shoot all of Stacy's stuff at night, which just it's a challenge for the actors, and then it's a challenge to make sure you cut everything and so that was, and this is the first film I've ever done, so I ever directed. So that was a challenge in itself, just everything being new, and but I had a great photographer who's a friend of mine, and he was very patient with me, so I appreciated that. And then Matt,
that helps.
Matt, my editor for the film, is also acting in the film, so my editor's on set, and everybody there has done a ton of movies, so it was great having that experience around. So they helped me through the challenging times.
Oh, nice. It's nice when you have a group that you can really rely on and get things done. Yeah, I hear some short films, they take quite a while because everybody keeps screwing up.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate with the ones I've worked on. Haven't been those kinds of ordeals, but I've heard of some. Yeah, that I was like, really? Wow, that took 7 days. Wow, wow. I'm very fortunate.
So, what are your next plans for projects?
Yeah, I got the low budget horror thing that I'm finishing up right now. I'm actually typing in pages. That's pretty exciting. It's been something that's brewing for a while. And then just seeing where the sci-fi goes and where the rest of the year goes with the Heartless tour. I'm hoping to hear from a couple festivals in the next couple days. So that'll be exciting. One of those we went to last year with Feeding Time, and it's an awesome one. So hopefully that's good news, and we get to go back there.
Yep, we just found out a couple weeks ago that we got back into Screamfest. We went to Screamfest in LA with Feeding Time. We're going to be playing with Heartless again too. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's such a cool one. Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel puts on a good show. We're looking forward to that.
It's like the horror festival in LA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Do you ever consider taking these to like horror conventions when they have their to introduce what your company does and show them, some of your work?
Actually, that's a pretty good idea. We've played like Feeding Time played the convention downtown Scare LA. And I do have Heartless out to Midsummer Scream, so that might be an opportunity.
Yeah, and we played a couple in Canada already. Calgary Horror Con.
That was coming up. We played Shock Stock.
Shoot. Yeah. Calgary Horror. Yeah, Shock Stock in Canada and Calgary Horror Con. So I guess just for our company, that's such an interesting idea to actually have a booth. With the short films that we've done so far, I'm not sure how much we have to show and say.
Yeah, be like, here it is.
Yeah, like, people like to walk around and buy things. Like, we'd have to have merchandise and stuff, and they'd have to know about us. But I definitely, moving forward, that sounds like a really cool idea.
Yeah, because the new thing, well, not the new thing, but this is what horror conventions sometimes do, is they have movie time. So they have all these independent groups introduce their films to an audience right there, and it's all part of their ticket price. So
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what we did at Scare LA.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that would be fun to introduce your work and everything to a bigger crowd or more people.
Yeah, a lot more than a smaller film festival. Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Well, there you go. Ideas being shared.
Yeah.
Ideas.
Marketing help.
Nice. Matt, got anything else?
Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do, and just tell everybody where you can find all of your projects and where you'll be and all that stuff. Go ahead, have at it.
Okay, thanks. So marketing person will speak up. You can find us at sunshineboyproductions.com, and we are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, personal accounts, Jen Sluter, Kevin Sluter, and then each of our movies also have that as well. But if you go to sunshineboyproductions.com, you'll be able to click on any of the movies we've done or the upcoming films we're working on putting together. So we love to talk to people, love to chat with your viewers. So send us a shout out, tweet to us. We'll tweet back.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, and thank you so much for watching our movies. And I'm glad that you guys have enjoyed them. It's really cool.
Oh man, Feeding Time really freaked me out.
Yeah, it's freaking out a bunch of people. It's got like 74,000 views on YouTube right now. So lots of people getting freaked, and the comments are amazing.
Yeah, you got to scroll through the comments. They're so funny.
They really take Stacy to task for some of her decision making.
So, one more thing. Where do you get your ideas for your films? Like, what do you draw them from? Real experience, or you just pop an idea in your head?
Wow. Well, with Play Violet for me, I think it comes from just being a fan of a certain type of film, and so the idea comes up, and with short form, you can be really like specific with the style of a film. So the film noir thing came from my love of film noir, and and it's like half black and white and half color. So the color came from my love of David Lynch. So those two things kind of came together. I think it just comes from a love of a certain kind of film. Or a certain type of writing, which Edgar Allan Poe I love, and I'll always love the Telltale Heart. But I'm not that great of a historian, so doing all the like trying to make things look like the 1700s or whatever, or whenever that was written, that just not of interest to me. So I was like, well, what if it's in a corporate atmosphere, and I can write that. I've been in corporate life. So I guess the idea came from a love of Poe, and then me not wanting to do set design on an older looking film is what put it in the corporate atmosphere with the American Psycho. I'm a big fan of that movie, so it kind of has a Psycho tone to it. So the idea comes along, and then you just kind of shape it into something that gets you all jazzed up, that gets you excited to go out. And
Wow. Thank you so much for joining us today. So that's great. Thank you so much for joining us today. This was very enlightening, and please check out sunshineboyproductions.com to get a list of their movies and see their movies. It's awesome. It's freaky, and yeah, I'm a fan. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt.
Absolutely.
For having us.
In the dark, your body against mine. Bloodlust rises as we entwine. Riding waves of desire, we reach the crest. That forbidden is always the best. Jealous mistress, possessive master, we both are slaves to the passion, dark passion that each other craves. Sink your teeth and take another bite. Demon lovers can do it right. It's so good to be bad, we cannot stop. Love's running red, lick every drop, yeah. Jealous mistress, possessive master, we both are slaves to the passion, the dark passion that each other craves. Drink from me as I have you, flesh and blood made one by two. Riding waves of desire, we reach the crest. That forbidden is always the best, yeah. Jealous mistress, possessive master, we both are slaves to the passion, the dark passion that each other craves. Drink from me as I have you, flesh and blood made one by two. Jealous mistress, possessive master,
Chronicity, a state of prolonged duration, recurrent, habitual, chronic.
A new miniseries on chronic pain and illness by your friends Matt and Phil from Semi-Intellectual Musings.
We go beyond medical diagnosis to explore the often forgotten political, social, and personal sides.
You'll hear stories from extraordinary people overcoming extraordinary challenges.
Authors, entrepreneurs, volunteers, coaches, and caregivers.
They are so much more than their diagnoses, yet each have found ways to persevere.
You'll also hear some familiar voices from the indie podcast community,
showing that art, creativity, and passion are possible while living in chronicity.
These stories and more, starting April 1st at thesim.podbean.com.
Of EMZT Radio. Thank you, Jennifer and Kevin Sluter from Sunshine Boy Productions, for talking to us. They were, I love those people. They're great.
Yes, absolutely. And check out Heartless. That'll be heading around the circuits here really soon. The indie horror circuit. So definitely want to check that out. Want to thank, again, well, we are thanking them for coming on the show. You got anything for any closing remarks, thoughts?
I was going to say they can watch a couple of their short films on sunshineboyproductions.com.
Yes.
You can go to the films list and you can watch 2 of their short films, Feeding Time and Play Violet for Me.
And I believe they're both on YouTube as well.
And they're on YouTube, yes.
So if you don't want to go there, just look up Sunshine Boy Productions on YouTube.
Yes.
So yes, there you go.
Happy Mother's Day for
Yes,
those mummies.
Happy late Mother's Day, especially to my mom.
Yes.
Although it'll be almost a week old before, everybody hears this, but yeah, happy Mother's Day.
My mom, we gave her a little stuffed plushy Minion doll, and she just loved it because it was bright yellow, so she saw it. So she was happy. She was cuddling with it all day. It was nice.
That's awesome. That's what Mother's Day is really all about.
Yeah.
All right. I guess just go check out everything that we have to offer. Podbean, shout out to our Podern family people who love us every week and every time we send everything out. Thanks, guys. Check their podcast out too. Don't forget the Podern family pod block on EMZT Radio's Live 365 stream, and the usual Patreon, Discord, Maker support, Facebook, Twitter, MeWe as well.
Ooh, do we have a Reddit?
We do not have a subreddit yet.
Okay, we don't have a Reddit yet, but coming. It's coming.
We're working on a subreddit.
Yes.
That will be something hopefully we can get done by the end of the year. All right.
Yes.
Let's boogie. I'm ready to go.
Reminder, Deadpool 2, May 18th. Go see it.
You know where I'll be. You know where I'll be Saturday.
Where are you going Saturday?
Where do you think
2.
I'm going? Yeah,
Deadpool 2.
I'm going after work.
Yes.
All right. Bane, we're out of here.
And stay tuned for another episode of EMZT Radio.
Mashed potatoes!
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Red rum, red rum.